Welcome back. So we have done with the value distribution check. Next, we'll move on to null and missing value assessment. In null and missing value assessment, we'll measure the proportion of null or missing values, helping to determine the data completeness in the particular table. So for that, let me run this query. So I'm just selecting star from the table where the name columns are empty values. Let me see how many empty values are there. So it's telling there are some 3 empty values in the name column. So next, you can just see count star to know how many empty values are there. I'm just adding count and checking. So it is giving me 3 empty values are there in the name column. Similarly, you can check for the other columns as well. So the next column I can check is, I can check for phone number column. So it is telling there is no empty values in the phone number column. Let me check for the salary column. So why it is giving error? Because salary is a integer data type in which the empty values cannot be inserted. Instead, it will be 0. If you try to insert the empty values, it will be 0. That's why it is giving error here. So I can check on the other columns. So which are the other columns? Let me see what are the columns in my table. So I can check with the age column, grade, where age is equals to, let me check if any empty values are there in this particular column. So age is also integer type. I'm sorry for that. So next we can check on the grade column. There's no empty values in the grade column. Similar way, you can check on the all the non-numerical columns to check whether they have empty values. So next I can check the count of nulls in each column. So let me check where name is null. Let me check the occurrences of null in the particular table. There is no null in the name column. Let me check in the grade column. Is there any nulls in the grade column? No. Let me check in the other columns. I'll check salary column. There are no nulls. Let me see what are the other columns. So I could find only the empty values. I could not find any null values in the columns of the table. Similar way, I can check on the target tables whether the name column has null. No, it doesn't have. Let me check for other columns in the target table. Similar way, you can check for all the columns by giving this query for source and target tables. From this, we'll measure the null or missing values to determine data completeness in the table. So we can move on to the next section, statistical summary check. So in this, let me check the average value of the salary column from the table source. I'm telling, please take the entries where salary is not null. Let me run this. So the average is somewhere around 63636 point something. So let me check the similar way for the target table. It should be same, right? If there is no error between source and target, this average value will be same between the source and target. So it is same. That means there is no error in the salary column with respect to average. So let me check with the median value of the particular column salary in the table. So it is not compulsory you check on the salary column. Any numeric columns you can check from the source table, corresponding numerical column with the target table. So next we'll have median check. So median is the value that separates the lower 50% and the upper 50% of salaries. That means it will divide the data 50% down and up and then computes the exact median. Let us check the median of the salary. So I'm using prox percentile function to check the median here, which gives the median for me. So the median, it is telling 60,000. The similar way, let me check for the target table. So if data is not moved correctly to the target, there will be difference in this as well. So remember, it is 60,000 here, and the target also 60,000. That means median values are also same between the source and target. So there is no difference in the data moved from salary column from source to target table. So next, we can check the standard deviation of the salary column from source and target. So standard deviation measures how much salaries or the entries deviate from the average salary or the average values, whichever you consider. So for that, let me run standard deviation function on the salary column. I'm telling select standard deviation of the salary column as standard deviation salary from employee data source table. Similar way, I can check for the target table as well. So it is somewhere around 27,757. So let me check for the target. It is same, right? So both source and target standard deviation is same. So there is no mismatch between the data moved from the salary column from the source to the target table. So next we can check max salary, min salary, and the range also. So first we'll see what is the max salary in the source and what is the max salary in the target table. So here max salary is 95,000. Let me check in the target table. Yes, that is same between the source and target. So next, let me check for the minimum salary in this particular source and target. Let me give the minimum function here. Minimum salary is 0. Let me check in the target table whether it is matching. Yes, of course, it is matching. So source and target data, max and min value of the salary is same. So there is no mismatch between the source and target with respect to max min values. So let me check max min range value check. So what it will do is, I'll just check max salary minus min salary. So this will calculate the range of salaries in the table. So subtracting min salary from max salary gives the salary range. That is difference between the highest and lowest salary. That means this also should be same between the source and target table. So let me check this. So the max minus min salary is 95,000 here. Let me check for the target table. This should also be same. So that data is correct with respect to source and target. Yes, it is same. So from this, we have done all these tests as a part of column data profiling, which is a validation to compare source and target data without actually comparing the entire data. And also we have created some logical sets of data which reduces the record count, and then we have compared between the source and target data. So we understood all the checks with respect to column data profiling. Thank you.